Hi yogis, Emmy here. Thanks for joining me for another 15-minute yoga flow. Let's cut to the chase. I want to do some sun salutations. We don't always do them in my yoga practices because I know they can be a little tedious. Last week we did 15 minutes of sun salutations. So let's get started in a standing posture. We're not going to start yet. Let's just inhale our arms up, reaching high up towards the sky. And exhale your hands down through heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. And exhale them down through heart center. 1 more time. Inhale your arms up. This time, take a gentle back bend. You don't have to go far, just lean into it a little bit. Maybe lower your arms back down to your sides. All right, now let's do some sun salutations. So inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands down through heart center as you forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Step back into plank. Let's lower down through chaturanga. Keep those elbows in tight, bent at a 90-degree angle. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I have a little guest here. Look at your hands. Step high on your toes. Step or jump behind your wrist. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain. Exhale, your hands down through heart center as you forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Step back into plank. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look at your hands. Step high on your toes. Step or jump behind your wrist. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain. Exhale, hands down through heart center as you forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back into plank. Lower to chaturanga. Elbows in tight, 90-degree angle. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a break in this posture. Just walk out your dog for a moment. Wake up those calves. Wake up those muscles. Downward facing dog is an inversion. It should be energizing. It should make you feel good in your body. I know it's hard on your hamstrings if they're a little tight. That's why we're walking it out right now. Lift high in your toes and lower down towards your heels. If they don't touch, that's fine. No biggie. All right, lift your right foot up towards the sky, 3-legged down dog. Let's step it in between our hands. Lower your left knee to the mat. We'll come into a low lunge. Let's take our right arm up towards the sky for a twist. And just hold it for a second. Lower it down to the mat. Now let's shift our hips back into a half split. Just a reminder to try to lead with your chest and your stomach towards your knee. You don't need to find a nice back bend here. You just need to lean into it and really stretch that hamstring. Shift your weight forward for a low lunge again. And shift your weight back. Half splits. Shift your weight forward for a low lunge. Let's lift up our back knee and we'll bring our arms up in front of us for lunge. Check your hips. Try to pull your left hip up so it's in line with your right hip. Maybe pull your right hip back and pull your left hip forward a little. See if you can square your hips. You want to fit them in a nice box. Your arms can be up towards the sky. Now let's sway our arms behind us and airplane them, bringing our chest a little closer to our right knee. This is a good strength posture for your legs. Inhale your arms back up. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Let's take our right foot back into a three-legged down dog. And let's bring it up into pigeon. So bring your shin and make it somewhat parallel to the top of the mat. Lower your back leg down. You can bring your heel in closer to your body if that feels right for you. Just hold. Maybe put your hands on your foot and your knee and lift your chest towards the sky. If you'd like, you can find a bend in your back leg. Maybe bring your left arm back behind you and find mermaid. All right, release it down. Place your hands on the mat. Lift up on your left toes and step back into plank. Now let's shift our weight to the left hand, bringing your right arm up towards the sky. See if you can lift your right leg off the mat as well. Find strength and height in this posture. Now bend your right arm and your right knee and touch them. And take them back out. Now lower down to the mat. And let's shift towards the right hand. Left arm reaches the sky. Left leg reaches the sky. Find height, find strength. Find a bend in your knee and your elbow. Tap them together. Bring them back out. Lower down all the way to the mat. Let's separate our feet mat width apart. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, press up into cobra. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. You can stay here, or if you'd like to bend your knees, you can. And straighten your legs. Lower down to the mat, placing your forehead on the mat. Take your arms out wide into a Y shape. And bring your feet together. Squeeze them together. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, lift your head and your arms and your feet. Bring your arms behind you into locust. Exhale, release. Placing your left cheek on the mat. Lowering down and just resting for a moment. Take your arms back up into a Y, placing your forehead on the mat. Squeeze your legs together. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, lift back up into locust, lifting your chest, your head, maybe interlacing your hands behind your back for more height, and squeezing everything up. Exhale, release, placing your right cheek on the mat, lowering down just for a rest. Turn your gaze back down to the mat, placing your hands below your shoulders. Tuck your toes, press back up into plank. Now push into downward facing dog. Let's take our left foot up towards the sky. And let's exhale it in between the hands. Let's lower the right knee down to the mat. And we'll come up into a low lunge. Lower your hands to the mat. Shift your hips back for half splits. Shift your weight forward for low lunge. And shift your hips back for half splits, bringing your chest and your stomach towards your thigh. Shift back into a low lunge. Let's take our left arm up towards the sky, finding an open twist. And lower it down to the mat. Tuck your back toes, lift your right knee. And let's inhale our arms up in front of us. Check your hips. Try to put them in that box. Square them up. Bring your right hip forward, your left hip back. Your right hip up, your left hip down. See if it can be anatomically straight. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, bring your arms behind you, airplaning them back, shifting your chest towards your knee. You should really feel like strengthening in your thigh. Inhale your arms back up. Exhale, place your hands on the mat, step back into three-legged down dog. Look at your hands, and let's bring your left leg up into pigeon. So bringing your left shin somewhat parallel to the front, lowering down onto your back leg and adjusting your front foot closer to your hip if you need to. Check that back knee and make sure it's tucked under properly. You can press away from your knee and your foot, opening your chest, lifting your chest towards the sky. If you want, you can bend your back knee, or you can reach back and see if you can find your foot and shift into mermaid. Lower that back leg down to the mat. Place your hands into the mat. Let's shift back into plank. Now let's turn towards the right. Our right hand is going to reach the sky again. Lift your right leg as well if you can. If you can't, it's okay to stay in plank. And now let's tap elbow to knee and release back out. Hand and foot meet the mat. Turn towards the left hand reaches the sky. The left foot reaches the sky. Exhale, tap your elbow to knee. Release back out. Hand and foot meet the mat. Lower slowly through chaturanga until you reach the mat. Spread your feet wider. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, press up into cobra again. Lifting your chest towards the sky, lowering your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, lower down to the mat. Bring your feet together. Take your arms out into a Y shape. And lower your head to the mat. This time, let's take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, just lift your right foot up. Everything else can remain down. Now lower it. Take a deep inhale and lift your left leg. Lower it. Take a deep inhale. Let's lift both legs. Exhale, release. Take a deep inhale and we'll find that full locust again. On the exhale, lift up your feet, your arms. You can reach your arms behind you. You can have fun with it, actually. You can cactus your arms. Or you could just keep them out in a Y. Have fun flying like a little locust. Exhale, lower down to the mat, placing your left cheek on the mat and gazing towards the right. Bring your arms back up into a Y shape. Face on the mat. Take a deep inhale and lift that right foot up behind you. Everything else remains down. Release it to the mat. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Release it to the ground. Take a deep inhale. And now lift both legs behind you, squeezing them together. Really keying into the leg, the glutes, and the back strength. Release. Take a deep inhale and we'll find full locust. Exhale, bring your arms up, your legs up. Have fun with your arms and see where they feel best. Exhale, lower down, placing your right cheek on the mat. You can bring your hands below your shoulders. And let's push up into tabletop. I just want to take a cat-cow here. So inhale, turning your gaze up, finding a gentle back bend. Exhale, tuck it in. Lower down for a seated posture. We'll find a spinal twist and then we'll be done. So bring your legs out in front of you. Take your right foot and place it on the outside of your left knee. Take your left elbow and place it outside your right knee. Your right hand kickstands behind you and push into your knee and push into the mat and turn your gaze over your back shoulder. Exhale, release. Release your leg to the mat. Let's take our left foot out, outside the right knee. Take your right elbow outside your left knee. Your left hand is going to kickstand behind you. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, press into the knee and press into the mat, turning your gaze behind you. Exhale, release. Bring your feet into butterfly. Sit up tall. Shake out your neck a little. You did great. Thanks for joining me today.